Good morning. Welcome to Fallawsophy. I'm your host, Jennifer Fallaw. And today, I didn't know what I was going to talk about. Then, I woke up to all kinds of messages about somebody, wish-wash, bish-wash, fish-wash, whatever his name is. Somebody's out there telling everybody I'm a witch. And for those of you that have been with me for a long time, you know how laughable that is. That's just ignorance. Get that banner off there. Don't worry about it. It's just ignorance. Yeah. Some chat rooms, I don't know. I'm usually too busy to get involved in all the gossip. Somebody's out there saying bad things about Mike, but you know, I could see that. He tends to get on people's nerves over there on Twitter, so I don't know. Sometimes he asks for that, but saying bad things about me and about Charlie Ward. Now, you know what? Why would someone do that? Charlie Ward's been sick and in the hospital. And somebody thinks it's okay to go around and kick him when he's down? The only thing I can do, and I have no desire to say anything bad about the person that was saying things about me, because I don't know anything about them. I'm really not even sure what his name is. I don't know his life, what he's been through, why he would say things like that. But for someone, I assume, who calls themselves a truther or an anon, it's actually kind of embarrassing. Because if anybody spent any time at all to look into me, my track record, my entire body of work stands for itself. I am not a witch. That is false. I really don't know much of anything about witchcraft at all, other than what we've seen in movies. So just to plead my case for anybody who's wondering, and yes, we do still have gnats in the house because it's gnat season in the fall up here. They're just coming through the screens, everything. Every time you open the door. Just to plead my case, I'm just going to speak my truth. And then everybody can think whatever the hell they want. Okay? Okay. Those claims are false. I'm Catholic, born and raised. It doesn't fade away. Whether you attend or not anymore, it doesn't fade away. I've received the sacraments, baptism, First Holy Communion, confirmation, and I was married in the church twice. The first time he died. Gonna have to seek an annulment for the second one, but we're not gonna talk about that today. Catholics petition the saints. Those who I speak with, God, Jesus, the Blessed Mother, and the archangels, are completely fine to speak to in the Catholic religion. just because my personal journey and closeness with God and Jesus and those angels have led me to a place where I learned to listen. Um, doesn't mean that I am doing anything evil, wrong, bad. When you become a Catholic, you sign up to be Jesus's disciple. And what are his disciples asked to do? To administer to the people, to guide, to teach, to counsel, to heal, whether that's physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and to cast out bad guys, the demons. And nothing that I do falls anywhere outside of those parameters. Along the way, when I was widowed, somebody suggested that I meditate. And that was boring. Somehow I knew I was going somewhere. And many people will accept the concept of remote viewing when it's taught to you by the military, right? Oh, that's okay. What that tells you is that it's possible, and they know that. When I was widowed, it really strengthened my faith because I was alone with 2 little girls, and I needed God and I needed his guidance to go on. And so I started an internal conversation in my head. Nothing weird, nothing crazy, just God. Okay, God, they're both sick. What do I do? Do I take them send me the guidance, send me the help, keep me going. I cannot fail them. And so over time, this conversation in my head with him strengthened. And I never hear voices outside of myself unless there's a ghost around, and that's happened a few times. But it's my voice in my own head. And it was because I strengthened the loving bond between Jesus and I, between God and I, which is, all the same thing. But, we're going to separate it for the conversation here. And the angels. And because I found so much strength and so much peace and so much help in doing that personally, I decided to do it for others. To answer their questions. And that led to somebody asking me to do a healing. Well, if you can go into meditation and talk to them, why don't you try healing? So I said, because I'm not a healer. Why? I had no idea what I was capable of. And over the years, I've stayed humble through the process and told everybody, yes, there's always a chance that I could be wrong. Because, excuse me, because it is coming to me in my own voice, in my own mind, and that comes through my human filter. That comes through your programming. It takes a lot of practice to be able to step back and hear a truth and not just hear what you want to hear or let your opinions of others get in the way. So that led me to doing it for free for a long time for a very big group of people over on Facebook. Thousands of people, thousands of healings, thousands of questions. Until such time in my life where I got to a place where I said, God, went in meditation, sat down with God. There are meditation rooms in churches. You're supposed to go in there and sit down with Jesus or God and talk to them and let the Spirit move you, let the guidance come. I'm not doing anything outside of that. It's the same thing. I just added the visual. in meditation. So over time, it got to a place where I said, well, God, I think I have to go spend more time making money now. Because I was widowed. You get a certain amount of help from that, everything that he left and survivor benefits and everything. I was able to stay home with the girls, and they needed that. They needed to know that I was there. So over time, I went to God in meditation and said, I don't think I can do this anymore. It's all consuming. I need to go off and get a job somewhere and spend my time doing that. And he said, charge. I'm like, all right, I'll ask for donations. So I asked for donations, didn't work, wasn't enough, wasn't going to do it. So I came back to him and I said, okay, I'll charge. But I'll still do the healings for free. Okay. And then it was coming in, but not very much. And at the time, I'd started my own radio station at home, and I was doing that too. And all the shows were talk shows about mysteries of the world. And, I guess I was a truther before I became a truther. The ultimate truth is him. It is love and intentions. So then I went back to him and I said, well, it's really not coming in enough. I don't know what I'm going to do. And he said, why do you worry so? You work for me now. I will provide. And he did. He led me to this community. I had to be brave, very brave. And to come out here in front of a bunch of people, unapologetically, and tell you that I'm going into meditation and I'm talking to God, Jesus, and the archangels, and this is what I got. Wrong or right, this is what I got. I hope it helps you. I hope it keeps you going. So the intention was always that. And then through the meditations, I learned a lot. Most of everything I know spiritually is that I learned from the angels, God and Jesus. And I asked God, I said, for those that need me, send them to me. And he did. And it's a long story. But many times I have been told things in meditation. I'm supposed to come out on the shows and just to give it and have faith and trust that everything's going to be okay. And I have. And time again, I have been tested. Do you want to continue on with this? Even in my own marriage. If you just give everything up and go back to being a little housewife, everything will be okay. And I won't feel intimidated about the success that you've found. If you just agree that God is not the highest, we won't have to get a divorce and everything will be okay. And I said, I'll never do it. And I was tortured through all of that. So now, my intention through this entire thing is to whoever comes to me finds peace, healing, hope, and in hopes that brings you back to who you truly are, and that is a piece of God. And along the way, I've gotten a God theory, and everything that I teach is no different than what Jesus came to teach us before it was corrupted by man. I have been widowed. I have been brave through all of that. So when I get panic text messages and things telling me somebody's saying that you're a witch, somebody's saying that you're bad, somebody's going to ruin your followings, they cannot ruin that. Because I know who God sent me, those who need me. And I don't, whether I'm wrong, whether I'm right, and you've watched me all go through all my trials and tribulations. That's the goal. And I believe I'm here in this community with the truthers, with the Anons right now, so that they can get to their humanitarian projects and help change this world. And if you think I'm scared of some dude who uses a fake name who wants to run his mouth in some chat room, I am not, because I have been tested in my own life and in my own home, and I still am going to do my mission. So today, we're going to talk about intentions. I am forming a philosophy called God-centered conscious creation, which is the ultimate truth. It is something that you're doing right now, and it has nothing to do with witchcraft. Witchcraft is the attempt to reproduce that without God at the center. I don't care what religion you are. The ultimate truth is that you are a piece of God, and so is everybody else. And there is a very big piece at the center of everything that is nothing but love and truth. When you really accept this, everything that Jesus taught is in there. You don't need all the rules. You don't need to follow word for word, because whose words are they? His teachings and our religious texts have been interpreted and reinterpreted and changed to insert confusion, to keep you in a place where you believe you are separate from him. I come out and teach you that it's you and God on a journey, and that all the strength and everything that you need, you already have inside you. And you can create a better life for you and your family, and it has nothing to do with gold. It has everything to do with rejecting evil, getting rid of the dark energy in your energy field, all your intentions, keeping them true, letting love be at the center of the reasons why you say and do and things and act in a certain way. And that is a very long psychological and spiritual process. I'm teaching it to the humanitarians because you have already walked a spiritual journey in your life. You've already suffered. You've already overcome. And you got to the place where you're about to create your masterpiece here. And we need to be in the right mind. So no, I'm not concerned about some fake person or whatever he wants to hide, who's going to go around, kick some man when he's down and in the hospital, come and attack me when I'm out here busting my ass to help people with all honest, true intention. In the name of Jesus, that is true. do your research, whoever you are. Because if you spent 1 hour Googling me, watching my shows, all your theories fall apart. So I don't have to say anything. I'm not going to get into it with you or anybody else who wants to come at me and say, oh, kill all the mediums. First of all, let's ask yourself something like that statement right there. It's ridiculous. The first word, kill. Is that something God would ask you to do? No. Read the whole story. You'll understand why I said that. First of all, a medium is somebody who is brave enough, high vibrational enough to communicate with the other side. And if you have ever lost somebody and had a really hard time moving forward, it's the one thing you just wish with all your heart and soul that you could just pick up a phone and just have one more conversation and you could go on. Do you know what a contribution and how healing it is when a medium comes out and does that for someone? That is a gift that can never be taken away. You guys get all wrapped up in the program. You get wrapped up in the emotions and embrace all this, like this hate and this fear and this, retaliation and, constantly trying to prove yourself and, oh, I'm better than you and I'm holier than thou. Take a look at your root intention when you do something. Okay? You know who this person is. I never did anything to him. What is his root intention here? When you all get on Twitter and you have all your stupid fights, what are you really doing? You try to prove something to somebody? When you choose to condemn somebody without doing your research, if you call yourself an anon or a truther, and you go out and condemn somebody without doing your research, it's just kind of embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing. Okay? Now, there are certain ways that the dark side will try to pull you in. They will try to trigger you. They'll try to bait you to get you to fight with them. And what did Jesus say? Love your enemies and turn the other cheek. Why did he tell you that? Because as soon as you do, it's okay to come out and speak your truth, but then be done with it. But as soon as you do, you're now playing ball with the enemy. You are churning the tornado of negative energy, and they love that. And your vibration starts to fall. You don't do that. Your intention, yes, defend yourself. Okay? But when you put love, truth, which is God, at the center of your being, and you let that be your foundation, when you see people or you're presented with an opportunity to act in jealousy, hate, to condemn someone, to try to elevate yourself above somebody else, it doesn't make any sense anymore. Stay humble. Why are we told that? So that you don't get You don't create a false ego. Ego and confidence are two different things. But if you're elevating yourself above somebody else, maybe because of your status, maybe because you make more money, you're looking down on them. Or you're insulting them. Or if you assume that the new person in your ex's life is evil just because they're with your ex, or because you're jealous of them some way, listen, you're done with him, okay? But let them go and have their peace, okay? Because you assume, oh, well, she can't be better than me. He probably thinks she's better than me, and I have to condemn her to all my friends, and I'm going to talk crap to the children and everything else and make everybody miserable because I'm jealous. That is a dark energy that churns up, and when you start pushing that out to other people, that's going to come around and bite you. Especially if you push it out towards somebody who isn't the things that you said and who is of good intention and maybe God-centered, maybe high vibrational. That's going to hit their mirror and hit you right in the face. Okay? I could go on for a long time about that, but we want to, at the basis of everything, take a look, stop for a minute before we act or we speak. What's my root intention here? When you're triggered. Why am I acting this way? Why am I talking this way? What do I really intend to do? Defend myself? Then defend yourself and say, well, that's not true. At all. Be done with it. You can't control what other people are going to believe. The number one rule to all existence is that we do not interfere with free will. But the dark side, time and time again, will break that rule because that's the only power they have. They want to control you because they want to control a piece of God. And if they can hurt you, in turn, they believe they're hurting him. That is true. It is also true that when you hurt someone else, you're in turn hurting him. If you embrace that concept, then you don't really need the rules. So you love God first, and then you love all the pieces of him. And you do your best to do that. And if you embrace your gifts or you're called in a certain direction, don't let money and greed and fame and ego and jealousy take over because you've corrupted the entire thing. It's fine to have material things. It's fine to do well in life, right? But if it takes you to a place where you believe that you're better than somebody else because of it, let me tell you something. Money's great. I have lived very rich. And I have lived middle class. And I lived pretty poor when I was going to college, okay? But I always had a roof and everything. But, I found myself somewhere in the middle. And let me tell you something. It can all be taken from you in a blink of an eye. Who are you then? How will you be remembered by those who chose to love you? What are you leaving with your actions and your behaviors and your words? And another piece of God. It's all about love. Love itself. Okay? It's very simple. Doesn't matter what religion you are. Doesn't matter if you don't have any. Most people have a belief of something higher. That's a knowing. And then they shy away from this religion or that religion because there's too many rules. It didn't resonate with them. It was too controlled. There was too much guilt, and they were condemned and all these things, and they find themselves in a place where they're like, it's too hard. But then you see them and they're loving their animals and they're loving the kids and they're, helping somebody on the street corner. They're giving to goodwill. They're doing these things. They have empathy. That's love. Okay? This is the way we want to think. What is my intention? It gets difficult when you start overgiving and you wonder, well, do they appreciate it? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But if you get to a place where you feel so depleted and you feel bad about giving, well, maybe it's time to step back. Okay, you might be being used. Their intentions may not be so as true as you think. And that's life. But at the center of everything, if you keep your intentions true and honest, if you think about your words and even your thoughts send energy to people. If you're telling somebody to their face that you're their friend or that you love them, and in your mind you've got these thoughts churning about all the reasons why you hate this person, if you really pick that apart, usually it's because they make you feel insecure about yourself. I just went through all that in my marriage. To the best of my efforts, it was never enough. Another thing is that when you start shining and you start doing good and you start coming out and you start being brave, there will be demons. I'm not saying that anybody's a demon, but people have attachments. They don't even realize it, but they will be triggered by your light. Okay? And they might try to attack you. That's why I teach everybody with the meditation and their spiritual journey and the psychic development to have your team. That's God at the center. We got Jesus. We got, my blessed mother, archangels. And we pray. We pray for our own protection. We pray for others. The purpose of churches in the beginning was for God-centered conscious creation. It was for pieces of Him to come together in true, honest, loving intent, to pair it up with the big piece, to pray for miracles for others. And then evil got into the minds of man, and they corrupted. Little here, little there. Oh, you're loved unconditionally, but don't do this, or that, or we're going to throw you in a fiery pit of hell. And it's like, this confused me since I was a child. I'm like, well, that really doesn't seem that bad. I mean, eating fish on something just touched me. Freaking out a little bit. Halloween season's really weird around here lately. Hang on. When you got a house with 3 mediums, you get some walk-ins looking for help. Oh, that's another thing that I wanted to say about mediums. You got no idea what you're talking about. Intentions. You have to look at a person's intentions. Before you go to somebody who's a medium, you need to look at their body of work. You could feel it when you go to somebody by the messages that you receive. If you go to somebody and they're pulling out all your deepest, darkest fears and making you feel terrible and, oh my God, you're going to die, run. They're not talking to God. They're not a clean vehicle, okay? Mediums who connect you with your loved ones. They also rescue souls who are lost and want to go home. And souls that are searching will find them. So all I can say about the comments that everyone's worried about that are circling around Telegram or whatever, somebody must have seen the Gentone. Oh, witch! All right, dude. Ignorance. This is why we're told not to judge. Another reason we're told not to judge, to elevate ourselves above another, to judge somebody by appearances or whatever, even the man sitting on the street corner with a sign. You have no idea how bright a soul is camouflaged within that vehicle. Some of the strongest of warriors and the brightest of souls will come into this life and have the hardest of challenges. Why? Because they're to that level. They can handle it. It's like their PhD incarnation. Do not judge. You can judge a person by their behavior and their actions and whether they fit into your life right now. If it makes sense for you, yeah, you don't have to invite everybody into your house. But it's not your job to run around with such little information and try to get everybody to turn against somebody because you had a thought. That's the most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life, especially if you call yourself an anon or a truther, because we do the work and we find out. We go down rabbit holes. We do the research. We make sure that we know what we're talking about before we speak. We find the truth. And if you have devoted so much time in search of the truth, you will find your way back to God, if you are fortunate. All right, I'm off my soapbox. But intentions at the basis of everything, that's what we want to look like. That will change your thoughts. I don't have the negative thoughts that I used to have about people. We send them love. All right, that's part of their path right now. Doesn't fit in with mine. That's okay. They can go ahead and believe whatever they want to believe about me, whether it's true or not. But that's their choice. That's their free will. That's what they're experiencing right now. Sooner or later, they'll find out it's not true. Or not. Some people, no matter what you do, no matter what's true, what's not true, they set out to find fault in you, like an ex or something, or the new person or whatever. They're never going to believe anything else because they have to believe that for themselves. Okay? Everybody's journey here is a personal one. We're going to go ahead and let that piece of God come to their own conclusions and find their own way. If there's something we can do to assist in that, fine. You came in alone, and you leave alone. The only thing that's steady is that you were always a piece of God. It's always been you and God on a journey. And you lean on that. Okay? Don't worry about me. I'm confident in what I've done. I'm proud of my body of work. I'm not going to stop. I am not afraid. Because if my God is with me, who then shall I fear? Somebody stronger than him. So, If you're worried about me over here asking psychic questions, looking into the future, doing all that stuff, you take a look at how it's benefited somebody. Standing here with Jesus, looking into your body and telling you where to go and what the doctors can, how they can help you, what to look for when they can't find it. I don't care if you don't like it. I'm going to keep doing it. Let's hit it. All right. Now, in my vehicle, I came in pretty blind, like from the start. Okay, so I'm going to look down onto Rumble and look at those questions. If you would like to do a Rumble rant, you can push ahead of the crowd. I'm going to try and just go down the list of the questions. I like to do free readings too. Alrighty then. What am I doing? Okay, here we go. Yeah, but the chat hasn't. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, also, while we're live, if you are not, excuse me, watching from the Rumble app, please get out. If you clicked on like Telegram link or something and you're watching from there, please get out and go over to Rumble. Because what I'm going to start doing, because I want to build up the monthly subscribers, and it's none of your damn business why. Mama needs a new air conditioner, a new furnace, and the washing machine just broke, and I've got a mountain of debt from the stupid divorce, and I've got the kids living with me, and the whole entire freaking world's on my shoulder, and I'm still here being a brave little girl, and Mama needs to have a little more secure living. So if you want to be a monthly supporter, that'd be great. I really don't give a crap if anybody has a problem with that. I'm going to take care of business, and that's how it's going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 extra shows a month only for, now you can Rumble rant when you're there if you want to, if you're in a hurry, but I'm going to do readings of whatever kind on these 2 shows a month. Maybe I haven't figured out what day, like every other Sunday or every other Friday or something like that. And for monthly supporters of this show only. Everybody else can watch, but I'm only going to answer questions from monthly supporters on those 2 shows. Okay? So you have a better chance of getting your question read. Okay, let's see. Okay, Clutch. Good morning, Jen. God bless you. I'm Linda. My husband, Alan, has been struggling with shortness of breath for the last year. Doctors have been no help. Can you direct us to the source? And will he get into a med bed? Yes, he will. Linda Allen. All right, Jesus. What I'm seeing are blood vessels that go across the chest, and that it's tension. And but there's a trigger to that, and I don't know if it's kind of like a release of adrenaline or if it's chest tension. But the muscles in the chest around the lungs get really tight, and it squeezes against the blood vessels. There's a lot of things going on. It restricts the oxygen flow to the brain. Yeah. I would check him for some kind of magnesium deficiency, something going on with tension, muscles. Haven't tested for that. I think they're just looking at the lung organ itself. It's really on the outside. It's like squeezing the lungs. Okay? That's the best I can do for that. Jane here, my neck is out of place. Dizziness gone. When will my senses of taste and smell come back? Oh, did I tell you it was out of place? That's why you're dizzy. Sense of taste and smell come back. I mean, well. Taste comes back first. They taste a little bit different. Smell you have, but it's going to be like things don't smell quite right. It really isn't going to smell quite right for like a year. There's some kind of damage that was done to, I think, something little in there. Adenoids? It's almost like they're burnt. Hi, Jen. Alice here. I applied for a job and had my interview yesterday. Will I get the job or even need it? I think you get called in for a second interview or you get it. I do see some other communication and interest in you. Will you need it? Not for long. Gina! Hi, Mary. Jen, where do you see my husband David on February 8th, 2026? And how does he look? Oh, sneaky. You're sneaky with it. His birthday. I don't know where you are. I think you're home. You're standing outside on the patio. He looks good. He's pretty thin. Like good thin, not like. He's actually talking to someone. This is interesting for the medbed people. He's actually talking to some, because he's got a little bit of a pot belly there, a little bit on the top still. And he's talking to somebody. Maybe that's just the way he's standing. I think it's the way he's standing. But he's talking to somebody about, like, he's still transforming. And they're telling him how great he looks. They're still transforming. You look the way you did in the 80s, somebody's saying. That's awesome. Jennifer Brusco, good morning, Jen. I was wondering if I will find a job soon or will the RV happen before that? Brusco. Actually, in about a week or so. You put in for something. Maybe a week to 10 days. As of now, and if everything goes well, I see you looking at it like, oh, okay, now you tell me. Like you don't need it anymore. So let's just hope for that, you know. Hi Jen, Sharon H here. I had a major aha moment Friday night thanks to your guidance. Can you ask Jesus and the angels if I'm on the right track now and if they have further guidance? Much love. Jesus says you are. He's very happy about it. He says in the coming years. You will be learning more as you can handle it. The opportunities will arise for you to choose, to accept or decline new wisdom and your calling. Awesome. Okay, Thompson. Hey, Jen. This is Christina. Do my angels or guides have any messages for me today? He keeps saying weight. No, like weight, like body weight. I think what they're saying is stop focusing on your weight, like in your mind, like it's a problem, like it's causing you needless suffering. Hi, Jen. Do you see Mary, Kirk, and any of our grandchildren family participating in our humanitarian project? Will the plan be approved and successful, Mary? So I heard 2 each. So I don't know if you have 4 projects you need approved or if like you the family does. 2 each. That's probably a clue for you. What does that mean? So I feel like the responsibilities of yes, they do participate in it. So like you've got it's split in half, and people in the family are handling different departments or different areas of this project. So yes, successful. Very. I heard very. Linda again. Am I buying a house on Meridian Circle or Dublin Court? See if I can see the address on anything. Neither. Neither of those things is on these on the offer. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Hi, Jen. This is Jackie V. What do you see me doing on December 21st, 2025? Jackie V. Here's there's snow. There's lots of snow. Everything is white. At first, I wanted to say you were at like a ski resort, but I don't think that's quite right. You're somewhere and there's a lot of snow. Like blizzard snow. That's all I can get off of that. Hi, Jen. Georgia here. Our dog Apollo passed away on September 29th. Can you tell me why? Why? Kidney infection? Really bad. It moved through the whole body. The heart stopped. I think this dog had failing kidneys and then got an infection, and it just went everywhere. too fast. That was too fast. So I don't know if it's like when a person got sepsis or something like that. It was really fast and the heart stopped. Okay. My name is Holly Kennedy. My brother died 3 years ago yesterday. His name is Ray Bell. Does he have a message for me? Does he come see me and communicate with me? Yeah. Came right in. He's like, I'm there every day. And she doesn't listen to me. Yes, tell her I love her. I'm here. I'll always be here whenever you need me. He's really been trying to get through to you. He's frustrated by that, but not mad, but just kind of like laughing about it. Like, yes, I have been there all the time. Hi, Jen. Can you ask Jesus if he is preparing an honorable companion for me and who he is? I know, right? I don't know your name. Let me just ask him. I assume he knows your name. I can't tell you who he is. That's going to interfere with you guys coming together and your choices. I could be wrong. He is. He is coming in the fall. I don't know if it's this fall or next fall. It could be next fall, but he is. He's just right for you. He won't ask too much of you. And that's your confirmation of what between Jesus and you about what you've been talking about. Gnats in the house drive me crazy. There's got to be some kind of spray that I can get just to kill gnats, but I'm worried about the dogs, spraying stuff like that. All right, Weather Joe. Hi, Joe. You are loved and very much appreciated. Thank you, Joe. I've been blessed by your abilities. Can the angels tell me how Kershaw does this weekend in the Las Vegas baseball tournament? All right, let's look. Let's see. Kershaw. I do think he plays. It's kind of hard to say how well you guys do. It's not like you're number one in the tournament. You don't like win the whole tournament. Somewhere between third and fifth place, if that makes sense. But him personally, he does pretty well. He doesn't play all the time, but he does play often. There's some times when he's sitting it out. I see you talking to him in the car saying, I think it goes well all the way around, but I see you telling him how well he did. So yeah, he does good. Wrap the ankle. Okay. I'm trying to become a monthly subscriber, but my Rumble app does not showing that option, only gives premium channel option. No, then I don't really. Okay, so in the chat, go down to the bottom where you would type in a message. You have to be on the Rumble app, and I actually haven't done it before, but I assume you click the $ sign there, and then look at the options. because I know people are doing it. Maybe subscribe to the channel and see if it asks you to support it from there. Outside of chat, like while you're watching the video. Okay. Hi, Jen. Gary Moore here. Any new messages from your angelic team for me? Thanks and blessings to you. Thanks, Gary. Just try to be a little more specific for this setting. Gary. I'm talking about stretching your shoulder. There's something where it's hard for you to lift your one shoulder right now all the way up above your head. I'm looking at a long tendon-looking thing or muscle that goes across in the middle of the back over to the shoulder. I think it's the muscles. They really want you to stretch that. That's going to help with your mobility. That's what came through. Hi, Jen. My name is Keisha Mitchell. I have been a widow for 10 years. I'm so sorry. Do you see a serious relationship in the near future? There's several people coming in soon. You're going to have choices. Either that, but I don't want to tell you how it rolls out because I don't want you to like dismiss the first couple because there's another one, but I'm seeing at least 3. You settle into a committed relationship, like seriously committed, I think by August. Okay. Peg here, thank you for your honesty. You told me yesterday I will get that address of my dreams, but will I have to sell my condo first due to bills, or will the RV in time to prevent that? I do think the RV's involved here with one to get that house. I do. I think you sit until that happens. Okay, Jessica Prof. Hi, Jen. Last Thursday was my grandma's 93rd. She passed 2 years ago, and she was very wise. Her famous saying was, "It'll be all right." Her name is Grace Carter. Any word from her for me? That's because a lot of these people, like my Nana and my grandfather, they lived through the Depression years. They lived through years when it's like people had lost everything or just had to get down to the basics and decide what's really important. Okay, do we have a roof? Can we feed everyone? I mean, and they would really gather together. And some families had to all live in the same home to get by. And they had to embrace that frame of mind to survive. My Nana was like that too. She was like, oh, it's always going to be okay. And it was for Nana. It was. Because she believed it would. Listen to the wise ones, the elders. Okay. Grace Carter. Strong spirit. She's just sending you her love. She's just saying that she is watching and has been. She knows when you think of her. And she feels good that things that she said has made a contribution in your life. And then she said, everything's going to be okay. Or all right. And she laughed and left. I love that. That's great. Jen, I love you and your attitude. You're a strong woman. Do you see me in a med bed? Thank you. Do you see me in a bed anytime soon? Karen. Yes? Oh, you're like, really? So I'm looking at the med, but I don't know exactly when this is. But like, you freak out a little bit before you actually do it. Like before you're supposed to get in, you're like, well, I don't know. Wait a minute. I don't. No, I'm doing it. No, no. Wait. I'm not ready yet. Like you kind of freak out a little bit. I don't think any of us really think about that either. Like I had this thought once, like getting into the med bed, turning around, see my girls there, and be like, okay, I'll see you when I get out. And then there was a thought. Wait a minute. See the fear will come before you do something like that. And I was thinking, oh my God, what if I don't make it out? And this is the goodbye to them. See, fear likes to play with your mind like that. And often it's a lie. Most often it's a lie. Okay, guys, I'm starting to get tired. Hi, Jen. I've been fostering 3 kittens for the last 5 weeks, and I desperately want to keep them. Will I be able to? Yeah, you do keep them. There's somebody else who's not real happy about that or doesn't think that you should keep them. But you're just like, oh, all the babies are mine. I'm keeping them all. Yeah, it's awesome. They're good. They're good cats. I can see them old and you telling the story. Yeah. Yeah. Do it. I say do it because it brings you a lot of joy. Afford to keep them? Yeah. It's not that more expensive. My name is Christine DeFranco. Dave Francesco. I'd like to know if I should bring my husband to my exchange appointment. No. Why? Oh. No. He's like telling everybody what to do if you bring him there. Yeah, it's probably best if you go along, tell him afterwards. Um, Hi, Jen, love you. You told us 5 years ago that it would take 5 years to come out with election fraud. Oh, we're due for that then. Actually, it was after the fact. It was more like I think it was more like in January when I said that. January, February, March, something like that. And when will we know the true results of the election? And Gabriel said 5 years. It's coming up. Hi, Jen. My name is Kathy D. Kathy B.D. My brother Sal B is in the hospital. All his organs are failing. Possible cancers. Do you see him getting into a med bed? I don't want to be the one to tell you that. I'm going to have to pass on that question right now just because of his situation. But what I will do is you can send me his picture. First and last name, please. And I will do a healing on him to my email, jmfallaw@gmail.com. Do my best. Hey, Jen, can you tell me if I will qualify as a humanitarian at the Redemption Center? And are my yellow dragon bonds authentic? Yellow dragons. Not all of them. Humanitarian project. Yes, you do get one approved. Mr. Jen, this is Nancy. Can you see when Clifford Shane Franklin goes to see his mother, Debbie? Thank you. I'm hoping you're not asking me when someone's going to die. Okay, I just heard no. Nancy. That's cool, Nancy. This woman's amazing. When? Three months. I think I heard 3 months. All right, guys, let's stop the rumble rants. I have all kinds of baking to do today to create Katie's red velvet cake that she wanted because she's difficult. And I can't just like go to the bakery and get a chocolate or whatever. So now I have to bake it. I got to do it the day before because if I do it the same day, it falls apart. And then I'm going to bake like these little, red velvet cookies, to put on around the top so it looks cute with a little dollop of frosting on it. And it's going to be really cute. And of course, I'm going to do that and spend. Then I have to go to Costco and get all kinds of stuff to make her favorite meal because she doesn't want to go out. She wants me to make a certain thing. So, but I love that. I live for that stuff. So last stop with the rumble rants, please. Hi, Jen. This is Cynthia L. Any messages from my mother, Lila F? Or brother, Richard F? Lila, Cynthia. She's showing me an old dresser. I think it's the kind that has maybe smaller drawers at the top. There's something in a drawer. There's some kind of paper in a drawer, in a dresser. If that makes sense to you. I don't know. Okay. Thank you for gifting a subscription, Danjin. Yeah. Okay, Motax lady. Jen, I showed my dermatologist a spot on my back and she told me not to worry about it yesterday. It started burning really bad and now I have pain. Should I go to have the doctor get it? Should I go get it checked? Jesus. Should I have your name? Well, I don't think it's cancer or anything, but I do think you should go have it checked. It's irritated by your clothing. Something's irritating that. It could be some kind of mole or something that's growing, or because I do see a root on it. Yeah, go have them check it. I don't know why the dermatologist. Maybe at that time it wasn't a problem. Sharon Barker. Oh, okay. Hi, Jen. This is Audrey Freeman. I'm going to Japan on November 4th. Do you see any issues with my trip? No. I heard no. He'll be fine. I mean, don't go by what I say, you know. Use your own intuition. But, like, yeah, I think he'll be fine. Okay, last one. Hello, Jen. This is Amanda. My daughter Jennifer was just diagnosed today with another autoimmune disease. Sorry. Can you tell me when she will get a med bed appointment? Daughter Jennifer. Best possibility, Gabriel's saying right now, is 3 weeks after the appointment. Holly Kennedy again. How is my brother, Ray Bell, communicating with me? How is he trying to get my attention? Examples, please. Ray Bell, get in here. Okay, like he's showing me like it's almost like a skit, you know, like where he goes to all this effort to put a coin on the floor in front of you, or wrinkle the comforter on the bed. He comes into the dream, you walk away from him. He like jiggles the doorknob, you walk by, completely ignore it, and he's just like, I'm being completely ignored. So it's little things here and there. It's funny. It must be really frustrating for our loved ones. See, they don't want to do too much and scare you. They're not just gonna like manifest right in front of you, and you have like a cardiac arrest and die because it scared you. All right. Mander Jane, hi Jen. 4 cats have died. We suspect poison. Can you please tell us where the poison is and where it came from? Jeremy and Amanda. Probably not going to be able to do that. But let me take a look at the cats and see why they died. All I'm seeing is a white powder. I think you're right. They're getting into something. I just see him licking something. Why would a cat do that? Look around for some kind of white powder. Look in the laundry room. I don't know. I mean, it looks like detergent of some kind. Huh. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to get going. Got lots of baking to do, shopping to do for my little Miss Katie. It's going to be 23 tomorrow. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe my girls are young 20-something. It's just weird. Of course, everybody's back home because of the rents. Not having enough roommates. So yeah, I mean, like, probably never have another year where we all live in the same house. So I'm just going to enjoy it. Let's do that. And I got her a brand new PS5 because her sister told me that she's, oh yeah, she just really wants this, really wants this. And so I go to buy one and I'm like, oh my God, it's expensive. I'm like, I already got her other presents, so I'm kind of excited. They don't watch my shows, so tell you. So that's going to be fun. We're going to do that tomorrow night. And that's all I know. So, yeah, I guess I'll be on the show with Mike tomorrow. Real News Live with Mike and Jen in the morning. And then I don't know if I'm doing one on Thursday. I might. We'll see. See how tired I am. Okay. Keep your intentions true. Keep it divine. Think about it. You know, if you find yourself, you know, am I on a hook? Was I baited? You know, did I take the bait? Am I involving myself in some needless battle or negative energy exchange that I don't have to? I mean, it really doesn't do you any good to get involved in that kind of thing. So I won't either. I mean, everybody's quiet about the RV. And if you stay till the end, you get to hear it. You get to hear, oh, I know for the Gentle right now. Everybody say yay if you're still here. So what I got yesterday was I feel like something's coming. And the only way I can describe it is it feels like when you see the thunder and the storms, or you see the lightning and the storm is far away and you're waiting for the clap of thunder. That's the feeling I'm getting right now. Like I feel like something major is going to happen between Wednesday and the weekend. And that's all I can say. And most of everybody doesn't have any intel at all. I have no idea what's happened today. Other than people, you know, attacking me. I don't, whatever. All right. But that's all I know. But I just feel that, like something's coming. Okay? Well, I love you guys. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Let's get over here. Yo, what self-promotion? Let's go to jenniferfallaw.com. Let's go to, no, that's not it. I'm blind. That is it. Go to Fallawsophy.com. Plenty of spots open. I do think I even actually have something next week. Yeah, it's not very busy right now. Also, it's not very busy to get on the healing list. So let's do that. Like most of the healings I'm doing right now are for free. All right, guys, have a good day. Bye.